Everything is a story or based on a story. How you feel is based on a narrative of a story. If you don't like the narrative, change the story. And then at the same time that you're changing your story, then your narrator will automatically change. The voice of the narrator will change. Yo, it's time to do everything you've been wanting to do. You deserve it, you desire it, and you shall have it. Are you ready to change your story? Chances are you're stuck in an endless loop of a story that no longer serves you. It's time to embrace the new love story of you. I'm a mother and an entrepreneur. There's a chance that you are too. If you're ready to go on this journey of elevation with me while embracing the love story of you, your goals, doubts, fears, and desires, well, I'm here for it. Go grab your tea, your wine, your water, or whatever. Now it's time for you to be Confidence on Stilettos. Hey, Boss Beauties, it's your girl Laketta, and yes, I am back. Just talking, girl. Sit down, get your wine, water, tea, whatever. It's time to chat. It's time to just hang out, okay? So, ooh, baby, okay, let's talk about it. And what to do to change it. Change what, you might be asking. Girl, did you not hear the intro? Hold up, did you not hear the intro? We talking about changing the damn story. So you remember like the bedtime stories our parents used to tell us when they had time or weren't tired? Because come on, I know my mama, she used to just be tired sometimes, but we still want that bedtime story. Now I remember my sister and I, we had the I think it was Mother Goose. We had the Mother Goose Storytime book, or I don't know if it was a bedtime storytime book, but I just remember there was a collection of stories inside the Mother Goose book. And then my mom would let us choose whatever story. We had to, of course, agree on the story that she would read. And then she would read us the story. And then here's the thing. As my mom would, be reading the stories, the part of the story that we didn't like, we just did away with it and created our own story for that part. We did fillers, okay? So my mom would be telling a story. We got to the part that, I don't like that. We would just change the story. We would switch the story up. It was so bad, y'all, that when I got older and I was like, you just be in your social groups and you're talking about, bedtime stories, Mother Goose, this, that, and the other. And it would get to like this, we would start talking about a story. And I'd be like, girl, I'd be swearing somebody up and down. I'd be like, that is not even how that story go. Okay. First of all, you got the story wrong. That didn't even happen in the story. What are you talking about? Like, what Mother Goose book you read? just be checking people. Be just so wrong. So wrong. And I say I would be wrong because I would be, okay? Because I would swear somebody up and down that this story just dead ass wrong. Like you wildin', man. You out here just telling people this story that ain't even true. And then I would remember, wait a minute. I forgot me and my sister did actually change parts of the story. That wasn't even part of the story, but we changed it. Now, I say all of that to prove to you that you most definitely can change your story. Just like I would swear them up and down that my version of the story was accurate and their version was inaccurate, because I had told myself this story and I accepted the narrative of this story that I had told myself, that this particular Mother Goose story is how I said it was. This is what it is. Okay? And this is the same attitude and the same actions that you have to take in order to change your story. Most times, the only reason we are holding on to a part, or a particular, I would say a particular story, not a part of a story, but a particular story, is because it's just familiar and it just feels comfortable to us. It's something that we've always known it to be. So therefore, why would we change it? Even if we feel like, you know, disgruntled, or things are not happening in our life the way that we want it to happen. And you know what they say, to, you know, yield different results, you have to do something different. Like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and thinking that you're going to get different results, right? But a lot of times that's exactly what we're doing, and we don't even understand that's what we're doing. And so we just keep holding on to a particular version of a story because that's what it feels to us. It's familiar. It feels comfortable. This is where it's at, But if you really, truly want to grow and excel, you're going to need to change the soil and plant some new seeds to water. That is just what it is. I can't even put it any other way for you, because you're not going to be able to grow all the time in the same environment every season of your life. Every season of your life is going to require something different from you. So if you're staying stuck in the same soil all of the time, you're not truly growing. You're not expanding your knowledge base. You're not expanding. You're not expanding spiritually. You're not expanding mentally. You're not challenging yourself enough to be able to push the envelope, to push yourself through to the other side, to push yourself beyond your fears, to push yourself beyond your doubts. You're not able to do that because you're not willing to step outside of that comfortable, warm soil that you're familiar with. And it may not be that you're not willing to do so. It just may be simply that you don't know truly how to make the first move. So we'll get into that on another podcast of how you start making these moves. But right now, this podcast is just about reminding you, or getting you to acknowledge that you have the power to change the damn story. And that's exactly what you need. Now, for so long, I always thought like my ideas, my feelings, and things like that were invalid because people would overtalk me. Like what I was talking about was nothing. Okay. Like it didn't mean anything. And then trusting her to tell me I shouldn't feel how I was feeling. Now, that only held me hostage for as long as I accepted that particular narrative to be true. That's the thing that I want you to take away right now. And that we're not over, but I'm just saying, I want you to really understand what I'm saying to you. Is that a lot of times we stay stuck in these different scenarios and these different environments because we ourselves have accepted that narrative that is really not conducive to who we truly are, and it's not conducive to where we're going. It's not helping us at all. If anything, it's just keeping us in low vibrating situations and low vibrating energy. So I just need you to really realize that you yourself already have the power to make a change. You can reject anything. Just like you go on a job interview and, when they're interviewing you, they're trying to get to know you to see if you're a great fit, and you're doing the vice versa. You should be asking different questions to them as well. So you can see, hey, is their culture what I want? Is their core values what I, is in alignment with who I am and where I'm going in life and things like that. And if they do decide to offer you a position in their establishment, you can accept it or you can deny it. That is the power that God gave us. He gave us a power of choice. We get to wake up every single day and choose. He gives us all day long, he gives us different scenarios, different situations he put us in so that we have the ability to make a choice. All right? Not all the times are we going to make the right choice. A lot of times it's all about testing us. It's all about, okay, I'm going to throw this at them to see, how they're going to handle it. Are they going to do the right thing, or are they going to be a person of integrity? What are they going to choose to do? And that's the same thing with, moving your life to what you desire it to be. A lot of times we just sitting here watching other people live their lives or pretend to live their lives on social media, thinking like, okay, that could never be me, when, yeah, it could. Choose to get off social media. Choose to just start. Choose to change your thought patterns. Choose. You have the power of choice. The same thing is happening for many of us. Someone close to you have told you at some point that your dreams are out of reach, right? Your dreams are out of reach. Maybe they've told you that all men cheat. These are just things that people close to us tend to say to force a narrative on us that maybe it was true for them, that they've accepted, but they want us to accept it too. So they may have told you your dreams are out of reach, that all men cheat, that the doctor just want to take your money. Girl, sit down. Nobody was even talking about that. You're too sensitive. This, all of these different things, that it's always the people that's closest to you that can truly really get you to accept the narrative, because they're so in your inner circle, right? So I'm going to say this. Your dreams are never out of reach. They're never out of reach. I always say that if your dreams feel like you can accomplish them, like right off, when you think about it, you'd be like, oh yeah, I could do that. You're not dreaming big enough. I like my dreams to scare the hell out of me. Like, damn, how am I going to get that done? Like, dang. That's what fuels me. That's truly what fuels me, is the fact that, damn, I don't know how I'm going to get that done. But I'm going to get it done, though. I'm going to make it happen. That's what I always tell myself. Key, you're going to make it happen. Just start moving. God will lead you as you move. He's going to navigate you. So your job is to start moving, to pray and start moving. And then, like I was saying, sometimes, I would say this for our elderly generation, I know my grandmother just believed that all men cheat, and that's what she would tell us. And I just refused the narrative. I refused it, because I know that some really amazing men out here. I know some men that really truly adore their women. I've been blessed enough to know those type of men. I've also been blessed enough to know, of course, these dogs out here too. But for the most part, that narrative that was trying to be forced upon me, that all men cheat, and that I just need to accept that used a lie. The devil is a liar. I would never accept it. And then in the Black community, I don't know what it is that we be so afraid to go to doctors and keep up with our health. But I know in my bloodline, that's what, we would hear a lot. We would just hear that the doctor just want to take your money, this, that, and the other. Here's my motto. I refuse that. I refuse that narrative too. Because here's my motto. And not even my motto. This is my reality. If I'm paying Cigna, United Healthcare, Aetna, any of these insurance companies, my monthly premium, you best believe. When I tell you, I would run to the doctor and make a doctor's appointment for the most random thing. Like, you just be like, Laketta, well, you could have just, And I just want to make sure, okay? I just wanted to make sure I pay for the benefits and I'm going to utilize them. So again, you can accept or you can reject. When people tell you that nobody wants to hear you, there is so many people waiting to hear your voice, waiting to hear your ideas, waiting to see, what it is that you have to bring to reality, Don't let nobody, I don't care if it's your mom, your dad, your cousin, your sister, your brother, your best friend. I don't care who it is, your boss. Don't let anyone tell you that what you have to say is not valid. Because everything that you think about is valid. Everything that you feel is valid. So what I really want to ask you, and I just really want you to journal about this. When I say I want to ask you something, it's just a question that I really want you to write down. And then later on, once of course the podcast is over and you're doing your thing and you're in a quiet place where you can truly just breathe and think, I want you to journal about this. So what I want to ask you right now is, do you consider those narratives that people have forced upon you to be true? And if so, when you accepted that narrative, how is your life benefiting from you accepting that narrative? And if you reject the narratives, what did you do to reject the narrative? And what narrative did you adapt to have in its place? Okay, real quick, we're going to get back to the podcast here in a second, but I just wanted to come on and just really, really talk about some transitioning moments and a beautiful company that is helping women transition and transform their lives. All right, okay, ladies. We all have been there, transitioning in our lives when a fresh start is absolutely mandatory. Color Me Beautiful Start Over, Start Fresh philosophy is transforming lives. Do you hear me? From color consultations to home decor, Color Me Beautiful is here to help you color your life beautiful in a multitude of ways. To check out the services, please visit www.colormebeautifulinteriordesigns.com and set up your consultation today. All right, now, so here's the thing. When I started realizing that I needed to reject certain narratives and shape my own world with positive affirmations that would introduce me to positive energy that then would attract positive people in my life, and my world just felt so much brighter. I don't know about you, and a lot of people would tell you this when they go through, like, you guys already know that I'm a firm believer, wholeheartedly believer in Jesus Christ. That's who I rock with. That's what we down forever, okay? But a lot of people who may have not believed in Jesus Christ, as when they do accept him into their life, that's how they explain the transition that they feel, the immediate energetic energy that they feel, is that they feel like their lives was brighter, like even down to being outside and seeing the colors, things just seem brighter, right? So that's why it's important for whatever story that you choose to accept, that just know that it's going to shape your world in some way or another. I truly believe that God uses all these teaching moments, right? For you to lean closer into Him and gain the confidence that's needed to execute all of the dreams He's given you and will give you. If you've been feeling down, or even like you want to do something, but hey, maybe not now, or your inner voice is negative, then this is the time. Like, this is the time for you to take control and know that you have the power to flip the damn script. Yes, you can have whatever you want. And I can't stress that enough. I just, just being in this profession and meeting with so many, I would say, really powerful women that at least comes across as very powerful, very confident already. A lot of them aren't, as far as like, they come across as powerful or confident, but they themselves do not feel confident, powerful, or positive. And it's always mind-boggling, because I'm just like, I always ask them, like, what's your everyday life like? What's your everyday environment like? What is it that, you listen to? What is it that you pay attention to the most? Because that controls us. That's why I'm very particular about who I listen to, what I listen to, what I allow to see, what type of movies I want to see. Just the environments that I'm in. If I feel like I have to dim my light to make, you feel okay, or if I go into an environment and I just don't feel right, I don't feel good, like the energy is off, I remove myself. Like, I'm very, very keen on that, and I'm very unapologetic about it, because this is my life. And I'm going to live an abundant life, and I'm going to feel good. God did not put me here to feel miserable and to feel down all the time. And, just going back to past relationships, that's how I would feel. And then me going on my healing journey and me being where I am now, I know that God was not in that. God used it though, because He will use anything that Satan thought he was going to get you with. He will turn bad into good. He will use it for His good, to bring you closer to Him. And that's exactly what, He did in my situation. He brought me closer. And, I wouldn't change anything that I've gone through, because again, I truly, firmly believe that's how He shapes us and molds us for the assignment that He has on our lives. And it's going to be you that will have to change the script. I can't stress enough to you about the things that you truly want and desire, and the life that you want and desire. You definitely can have. You just have to adapt a new story. So stop going into environments, physically and spiritually, that keeps you vibrating low. This is your year, honey. This is your year to change everything. If you don't feel good, if you feel like you're stuck, change the story. Journal. What is making me feel stuck? Your energy matters. And one thing I want you to know before I go is that you got this. You got this. Well, girl, we have come to the end of this podcast, and I just wanted to remind you that you can change the damn story, and you will change the story. So if you haven't done so already, please be sure to rate the podcast and share it out. That way people know where we are. And again, I want you to journal about these topics So if you have not purchased your Confidence on Stilettos journal, please head on out to www.confidenceonstilettos.com, click on shop, and go ahead and purchase your mini journal that you can just put in your purse and journal throughout the day. Okay, so yes, I just wanted to just come on here and just chat it up with y'all. And girl, if you have not done so already, you already know we are on the social media. Go ahead out on Instagram, and we are under @confidence_on_stilettos on Instagram. On Facebook, we're Confidence on Stilettos, and on YouTube, we are Confidence on Stilettos with Laketta. So until next time, do not forget to aspire to inspire someone every single day, and I will chat with y'all later. All right now.